So, what is non-duality? So, non-duality is a coming home. It's a coming home. So, as a person, as an identity, as a person, you're a traveler. You're traveling in past and future. You're storytelling. You're imagining and projecting. You're remembering and creating. And what non-duality is a coming home. Because as that person, as that storytelling, you've lost yourself, you've lost home. You become so immense. Immense isn't the word. Emerged, not emerged. Um, so can't figure out what the word is. It's with I. Immense, immense. Anyway, you become so absorbed in that storytelling. So yeah, absorbed into it that you've forgotten, you've forgotten. Sorry, I'm distracted by that notification. Um, you've forgotten home, and to me, this is what non-duality is. It's a remembering, a returning home, not of the storyteller or the character in that story, but as what you are, as what is. And that's what non-duality is, what waking up is, what liberation is. It's a remembering of that homeness, of that freedom, of that love, of that, yeah, freedom, not being lost in that story, mentally or emotionally lost in it, identified in it. And so we often imagine non-duality as another picture in the story. So I'm saying a home, you could imagine a nice home in the story, in the drawing, but that isn't what's being spoken about. It isn't another nice, neat little house in the story. So the person begins to look for the home in the story and it isn't in the story. And that's the radicalness of non-duality. It isn't in the story. What you are isn't in the story. I mean, it's so profound that what you are isn't a thing, isn't findable as a thing. It's so profound what's being spoken about. This shift out of that, this waking up out of that which is awake and not in that dream. And so life happens, the story happens, the drawings happen, the movements happen, the creativity is happening, but there's not someone lost in that anymore. There's not someone identified and absorbed in that anymore. You aren't sitting and watching it either. You aren't like being detached from it and watching it from afar, from a prior position. It really isn't that either. There can be a stage of that so that the character is her non-duality and beginning to and starts to see the story and see the dream and then is detaching in some way from it. That can happen. But what's being spoken about isn't that actually. It's a waking up of that was never actually asleep. It was never in that character, in that dream. So it isn't sitting somewhere like separate, detached from it. And this is like the profoundness. I can't think of another word like of non-duality. That you aren't a thing, and yet there is everything. There is life, and you are not life. You are life as well. So you are not a thing and all things. And this isn't a mental understanding or a mental realizing. It's this emptying out and this filling up, this emptying and filling, this empty fullness. And this is what this is, empty fullness. It's absolute love and contentment. It's absolute home.